For the best talk, there's only one. HTLA Radio 1.
This program is intended for mature audiences only. If you have any homicidal or suicidal feelings, please consult a doctor before listening to this program.
Powered by Procast.
Oh, yes, it is. Do you know what time it is? Yes, you do. It's that time again. It is time for Coffee and Cigarettes, ladies and gentlemen, the Tuesday Espresso for this December 23rd, 2014. Yes, it is. And what do I have for you today? Oh, I'm glad you asked. Well, today on the big show, Korea kicked right off the internet. They're done. As Keurig coffee makers kill thousands and strange new virus found in ticks now claiming lives. Yes. Also, planes colliding on the ground. Road rage, of course. Ford Mustangs in the top 10 most popular stories of 2014. That's right. All that and so much more on today's show. Coffee and Cigarettes. There you go. And, well, I guess there's nothing else to do but rock and roll this sucker. Let's get it on. There you are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Yes. 45 degrees in Central Park, kicking around here at HTLA Studio 2 in the heart of downtown Manhattan, in the big New York City, of course. Cloudy, but no precipitation right now. And we're supposed to have thunder and lightning tonight, so that's always good news for me. It is, because, you know, thunder and lightning doesn't happen unless it's, well, half-assed warm out. Which it is. 45's not bad. No, it's better than minus 29. Yeah. So, yeah, what do we got going on? Hey, what do we always have going on here? Well, we've got coffee going on. Yes, we do. Today's show is, of course, brought to you in part by the fine folks at Tim Hortons New York City and their 8 locations around the city to serve all your coffee and snacked baked good needs. Or baked snack good need. You know, the baked snack baked thing, yeah. Yes, so I'm doing the baked snack good thing here on the show and enjoying some fine Tim Hortons coffee. And, of course, some fine hand-tooled Corinthian tobacconist products. There you go. Oh, yeah. And I hope you are, too, because if you're not, it must kind of suck, you know, listening to all these stories and everything we do here on this show without coffee and cigarettes. Kind of defeats the purpose. There you go. In the booth with me today in Studio 2 is, of course, the one, the only Jenny McCartney. Yes, she is here. And wearing a shirt today. That's always good. And, of course, joining us live via satellite from his lovely Mill Bay Studios in Mill Bay, British Columbia, Canada, is the one and only Mr. Louis Lawless. Louis, you are you kicking around today? Are you awake?
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
Yes, he's awake.
Can you give me any help for $25,000?
Absolutely. All you have to do is be a resident of Greenwich Village.
I lived in Greenwich Village for a while when I first started out as an actor.
Well, and congratulations, you've won.
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Yes, I do, but I do have a problem using the mail system. I don't do that very well.
That was a mistake on my part.
Yes, because you never taught me how to read and write. There you go. And no, you've probably noticed we still don't have our drum sound effect back yet. Yeah. Can't we just... Do we need that actual file? Can't we just get it off the internet again or something like we did the first time? But never mind. Never mind. Let's see. What else we got rolling on here? Well, I got a whole absolute shit ton of stories for you today to go through on the old program, of course. And, yeah, there's lots of them, and some of them are very stupid.
I need to try and raise $25,000 to enter in the Academy Awards. And I think it's a fantastic risk because we have a tremendous chance. There's about 200 members that vote on it, and you have to give them a DVD now.
Oh, really? A DVD in almost 2015, you don't say.
That was a mistake on my part. He called me, and he called me, and he kept calling me, and I wouldn't answer the phone.
Why not? Why wouldn't you answer the phone?
Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
Well, what are you doing having sex with a guy? And who was he? Who you never said who's phoning you.
I think it should be short and sweet.
Okay.
They get fucking crazy.
What? Did you? No, you did not. Oh, there we go. Yes, let's put on some music there and hide from that one. The old CEO lady's not going to like that at all.
Wait a minute, I got lost. HTLA. Oh, HTLA. Hell is that?
Well, that would be the radio station that you're currently on because you didn't win that Academy Award.
We were 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award, and we didn't.
That's right, which is why you're here now.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Well, there you go. And, you know, that's it. That's it. That's all you need to know. We'll just carry on from there.
All right, go a half an hour. Do I get $50,000?
Absolutely not. No chance in hell. Don't even ask that again. Just don't go there. No. There you go. I just put the old enter button on them. Screw that. Anywho, yes, on the big show, many, many fine things, including, what's up with them North Koreans? Damn North Koreans. Actually, it's kind of funny. Yesterday on the show, of course, we reported to you about North Korea being kicked off the internet. Well, apparently, the powers that be on the internet, although we didn't really know there was powers that beed on the internet, did we? No, the internet's a free zone. Yes, you have to pay your internet service provider, of course. Absolutely, it costs money, damn it. But hey, what about those rights and freedoms? Do they exist outside the United States? Well, in some countries, yes. But in Korea, do they? Well, only I guess if it pertains to the government themselves. Well, North Korea's internet service, which was out for almost 10 hours on Monday, has now gone down 2 more times on Tuesday, including a 31-minute stretch, according to Dine Research. The Manhattan. Oh, I'm having a bad Tuesday.
Always with a female and having a relationship, married or single, it's always better that they do the leaving. If you do the leaving, it creates that lingering thing. You know what I mean?
It would be nice if just once, Louis, you could stick with one of the stories that we're actually talking about. Then I might pay you $50,000.
The music is fantastic. Oh, you got to hear it.
Yeah. Well, the see, there's Manhattan again. What is it? Jenny, put your shirt back on. The Manchester, New Hampshire company, thank you. Geez, that only took 20 minutes to get that out. The Manchester, New Hampshire company that tracks internet traffic and performance said, quote, connectivity problems continue to plague North Korea. The initial instability emerged first on Sunday, followed by the full shutdown for 9.5 hours on Monday. The two outages on Tuesday included one that lasted from 10:41 a.m. Eastern to 11:12 a.m. Eastern. The disruption inside the Hermit Kingdom, I don't know, I like the Kermit Kingdom.
That was a mistake on my part.
Okay, sorry. Yes, stop typing then. There we go. Comes as tensions grow with the United States over North Korea's alleged computer hack attack on Sony Pictures and the studio's unreleased movie, The Interview, about a fictional attempt to kill the leader of the Pyongyang regime, Kim Jong-un. After initially removing the film from distribution, Sony now has plans to screen it in some theaters beginning Christmas Day. See, I told you, I called this last week. I called this. I so said this. This is another Blair Witch marketing scam. This is another way to force feed and plow those dollars into their bank account even faster. I knew it. North Korea didn't do anything. This is all propaganda to sell frickin' movie tickets. I guarantee it. There it is. Right there. Yeah, thank you. Kyle York of Dine Research tells USA Today and said that he expects to see more outages in the North Korean systems in the coming days. If they're having this prolonged blackout, then something is up. Something is broken, not allowing them a quick fix, York said. He noted North Korea is a very basic internet with few redundancies, only one server inside the country and one connection through China. Given such a highly vulnerable system, York said, the possible cause of the outages ranges from malicious activity to a fat finger inside the country to weather dynamics, he said. It could even be as basic as some kid in his parents' basement jamming up the one connection. Okay. And so, our government, good old Mr. Obama there, he's going to try telling us, of course, that North Korea is a threat that must be dealt with drones and airstrikes and boots on the ground. Surely, it's coming. Watch for that next week. Yes. They have one connection to the internet that's routed through China that apparently a kid in the basement can screw them over on. So how much of a threat is that? Are you kidding me? Seriously. On Friday, President Obama did say that he would respond proportionately. So what? What's he going to do? What is proportionate to this supposed thing? What is proportionate to that? Well, he'll probably have to launch another supposed proportionate thing, won't he? Or no. We'll just do the drones and the airstrikes and the boots on the ground. We'll just take over North Korea, be done with the whole damn thing. We'll assassinate the president just like we did with, Saddam Hussein and who's that Libyan guy, Muammar Gaddafi? Yeah, and who can forget the golden oldie himself, Osama bin Laden? Huh? That's right. Let's just do that because we've gotten away with it for years. We'll just keep doing that. It's okay. It's all right. Nobody's going to say anything. Well, yeah, Putin will, yes, but he's busy with Ukraine right now and can't come to the phone. If you call back next week, we may be able to have a war. That's kind of the attitude, isn't it? Yeah, with these world power leaders that we all have in power here for some strange reason. Yeah. On Sunday, however, Obama said the hacking was not an act of war. Speaking on CNN's State of the Union, Obama said, "I think it was an act of cyber vandalism that was very costly, very expensive. We take it very seriously, and we will respond proportionately." Well, let's see. If the movie was $200 million to produce out of Sony's pocket, it's pretty safe to assume Obama's not going to take the wheelbarrow over to the Mint there and get them their $200 million and wheel it on over to the Sony studios. So what else would he do? Huh? What is a proportionate response to that? Well, he could just go to Anonymous and ask them to hack back their servers. That would be a proportionate response. And here's the other question. Who on the planet believes that Anonymous is going to go and get themselves involved in this? See, because don't forget, it was Anonymous who actually did the cyber attack on Sony. So what allegiance does Anonymous have to Korea? None. How much money could Korea have possibly paid them to do this? None. They have cardboard tanks and trucks, for God's sake. They have one connection to the internet through China. Don't try and sell me on this. I'm sorry. You can't do that. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever not buying it.
$88,000 a year they make, approximately average, 80, let's say, and there's 1,000. That's $88 million a year that we're paying as taxpayers.
Yes, thank you for that, Louis. That was that was very poignant to the topic at hand. Thank you. I don't know what I could have done without you here, lest I had a Chris Top clip.
It's like my head just, it bounced off the side of it like a basketball. It just bounced, and then it hit it again, and then bounced a little bit. And I had a big knot on my head for like 3 weeks after. It was like a golf ball. It was horrible.
Yes, so there you go. I'd like to welcome, future HTLA host, whether he likes it or not, Kevin A. Kierstead, and, of course, the lovely, the admirable, the wonderful man, the Reverend Wayne S. Pierce, yes, of the American Liberty Radio Network, joining the show today. And, Wayne, you'll be happy to know that, what was it, on Friday there, HTLA Studio 2 was actually hacked by Anonymous 2, and they made off with the dreaded drum beat that you hated so much. Yes, they stole it. We had our IT guys check into it. They went through and read everything on our drives, and the only thing that they took was the drum beat that you love so much. So, rest assured now you can come back and listen to the show every single day because I don't have my drum anymore. Anonymous took it away. So there you go. Sorry, gang, not buying the whole story, hook, line, and sinker, like completely. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. It doesn't go together. It just doesn't. No. And now I've got some important, serious, very serious, important. Did I stress the word serious?
That was a mistake on my part.
Okay, well, it's important.
Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
Well, it's a lot more than sex.
I think it should be short and sweet.
Right, so stop talking and I'll get on with it now. Keurig. Yes, Keurig, the coffee maker company, the one we all know and love, or at least, hell, I do. Well, they're recalling over 6.6 million coffee makers due to a burn risk. Now, the first question in reading that headline that I had in my mind was a burn risk. Now, is this because people are really that stupid that they can't work a coffee maker, or does this particular model explode boiling water over anybody who's within the radius? Well, let's check this out. Keurig Green Mountain is recalling 6.6 million Mini Plus brewing systems in the United States and 564,000 in Canada, following reports of burns, according to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. The model number is the Keurig K10, and recalled brewers have an ID number starting with 31, according to Safety Commission on Tuesday. They are single-serve hot beverage brewers and were sold in 13 different colors, the Commission reports. The reason that they're recalling these is that there were about 200 reports of hot water coming out of the brewer made by the Waterbury, Vermont company, including 90 reports of burn-related injuries. Initial reports reach Keurig after further details about the burn-related injuries have been proven unsuccessful. Hopefully the consumers will have some recourse, especially those badly hurt, said Carl Tobias, professor at the University of Richmond School of Law. My major concern is public safety. People will know if there are that many millions out there. It is the holidays and people aren't necessarily near their computers. The machines were sold from December 2009 through to December 2014 at a cost of approximately $100 each. Customers are instructed to contact Keurig for free repair of their machine. Well, see, that's all they've got in the story. Right there, that's it. That sums it up. And what do we got from that? Well, no, the boiling water tank isn't exploding all over everybody. It's leaking. It's dribbling. Hot water coming out of the brewer. Period. Quote. End quote. That's it. Hot water coming out of the brewer. See, I don't understand that because every coffee maker has hot water coming out of it. Every one. Okay, so there it is. That's the official word from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. Stay away from the Keurig K. What was it? K10? K30? K-Tap? Truth on Tap? I don't know. What's my name? It's the K10. There we go. The K10 brewer. If you have one of those in your house, immediately put on a radiation suit and leave your home and never come back. It's heavily bad danger for at least another 2 or 3 centuries. So there you go. That's the official word. You need to do that because I can't be held responsible for your life if you go back home. That's right. Enjoy your Christmas on the street, and thank you very much. You're welcome. Actually, no, don't thank me. Thank Keurig.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
Louis, may the balls of boiling fluid explode from your Keurig, causing ultimate damage. Yes, whatever that means. We'll be back in 2 minutes, gang.
HTLA's Coffee and Cigarettes. For the best talk, there's only one. HTLA Radio 1.
What if there was a coffee that was sourced from some of the world's most renowned growing regions, abundant with rich, fertile soil? What if this coffee was picked at the perfect moment, then packed meticulously and shipped carefully to be roasted under the watchful eye of coffee masters? What if it was expertly blended, ground, and sealed, ensuring maximum flavor and freshness, then brewed in small batches and always served fresh within 20 minutes, just the way you like it? Now, what if this coffee just happened to be the coffee you already know and love? Tim Hortons, always fresh, always great tasting coffee.
Instead of mailing everyone my vacation photos, I'm saving a ton of time by posting them to my wall.
Ooh, I like that one.
It's so quick. It's just like my car insurance. I saved 15% in just 15 minutes.
I saved more than that in half the time.
I'd unfriend you.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
15 minutes for a quote isn't how it works anymore. With Esurance, 7.5 minutes could save you on car insurance. Welcome to the modern world. Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
I've been eating Egg McMuffins since 1984. But when I saw Taco Bell made a waffle taco, I figured I would get with the times. So I got a haircut and I got some tighter pants. Lost my flip phone, got a smartphone, even took down my Loverboy poster. Now I'm eating waffle tacos and AM Crunch Wraps, and I just made like $700 on Craigslist.
Move on from your old McDonald's breakfast with Taco Bell's exciting new breakfast menu.
I always said shoes are like women. They inspire beautiful music.
But what about these?
Stilettos sound like this.
What does my fragrance inspire?
That's got soul.
My ties are beautiful. They don't need music.
Bringing the stars together. That's the magic of Macy's.
Glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
Coffee and Cigarettes, another HTLA original on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Yeah. There he is, the man himself there, Mr. Shameful Shay. Yes. Actually, he just put out a heck of a Rage Talk Live this afternoon, earlier, just before this show. So if you hadn't had a chance to listen to it yet, check it out. Yeah, it aims to sleaze. I mean, please. And it does. There you go. Welcome back to the big program for our second segment. 45 degrees Central Park right now, just cloudy. We're expecting some thunder showers tonight. Yes, and it's nice and warm and not freezing. I love that. If you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, check out HTLA Radio, #1.com. HTLAradio1.com. Get yourself smacked in the face with a nice, big, wet, cold trout full of Christmas cheer because the CEO lady herself has gone in there and just smeared it with Christmas goo all over the place. So be sure to check that out. Only 2 more days till the big day. Yeah. I hope you're ready. I'm ready. I just fired everything in the cart on Amazon and boom, done. Even had wrapping included for an extra $4 by Mexicans. Yes. Well, 26 minutes after 3 right now in the big city, right down here in Manhattan. And yes, people are still freaked out and weirded out and walking around strangely in the big city today, looking at each other with kind of crazed eyes, even white on white. Yes, white people are like suspicious of white people even here. I don't know quite what that's about, but that's the feel of the city. There you go, the pulse of the city. The beat, if you will. So where are we here? We're on the Tuesday Espresso today. I got the lovely Jenny McCartney in the booth with me today, and of course, live via satellite, the one, the only, Mr. Louis Lawless from the beautiful Mill Bay Film Studios in Mill Bay, British Columbia, Canada. Louis, you're still with us?
That was a mistake on my part. My film, Unrepented, did very well in Europe.
Yes, I know that. I helped you work on it. I think you gave me an associate producer credit on that as well. And, I know. And that was in 2009.
We were 5 steps away from winning the Academy Award. And we did.
Yeah, well, that's what I get for hitching my wagon to LDL Films. There you go.
You know how to spell my last name on the check, right? It's Louis Lawless.
Yes, I got it. Don't worry about it. Well, just in the chat here with the fine folks that are some of the listeners here today in the big shoe, they were breathing the huge sighs of relief that I've lost my drum and vowed unwavering listenership from now on, as long as that drum stays away. So I actually, just a few minutes ago, had Jenny record me a couple of little sound bites that she did to replace the drum. So now I think instead of, every time in the show where I would normally use my drum, I'll be using one of these two. Let's get some listener votes on this. Which is better? This is number 1. Okay, that's a good one. And here is number 2. Okay, so you guys can vote in the live chat. Just press number 1 for number 1. Yes, or number 2 for number 2. Here we go. Yeah. And, this is what we like to do at HTLA. We like to have you, the listener, help us shape our shows. Yes, make them into something that we all love and enjoy. And it certainly sounds to me like number 2 is getting a lot of enjoyment. There we go. Yes, the Wilhelm scream. Oh, we have votes for 1. Yeah, that's a good one too. Okay, all right. Well, there we go. So let's move on with the show today before I waste too much time on Jenny's bites to a mysterious allergic reaction that actually killed an 11-year-old girl on vacation. Yeah, kind of weird. Hang on. On Thanksgiving Day, Paige Warner and her family flew to Honolulu for the 11-year-old's first trip to the state. She was, quote, so excited, recounts her mom, Karen Carpenter, who explains that after a holiday dinner of white rice and soy sauce, Paige had extensive food allergies all of a sudden. Her daughter got into the pool with her sister. Fewer than 15 minutes later, she was out of the pool complaining of a stinging nose. Her condition quickly snowballed into something much, much more serious, involving difficulty breathing. She was taken to the ER, and on December 4th, after a week in a coma, the girl from Roseville, California, was taken off life support, and is still unclear what triggered the reaction. This report comes to us from KTLA. Yes. As Carpenter writes on a GoFundMe page, my daughter's dead. Send me money. There we go, right away. She speculates about possible contributing factors: the plane, entering an environment full of allergens that were new to her, the area's large feral cat population, pesticide runoff in the pool from an adjacent golf course, or a bronchial spasm caused by the pool's temperature. The family is obviously devastated, but Sister Violet is bringing healing, having insisted that the family hang its Christmas decorations because Paige, quote, loves Christmas. The GoFundMe campaign has raised more than $30,000 to date. The most heart-tugging line on the page comes from Carpenter's description of the events immediately after Paige got out of the pool. Quote, she looked into my eyes and screamed and said, Mom, I'm dying. I know I am because I can see it in your eyes. End quote. No word on what this actual infection or reaction may be, but I have another story that's also claimed a life that may possibly be connected. Don't know. The newly found bourbon virus. Yeah. Kills Kansas man. Yes. We all know Kansas man, don't we? Yeah, Kansas man. A deadly virus new to science may be lurking in the woods of Kansas, according to researchers at the University of Kansas Hospital. A man who died in the state in June is the only known victim of the bourbon virus, which is believed to be tick-borne and was named after the county where he lived. It took hospital researchers working with the CDC researchers 6 months to isolate and explain the death of the man who suffered multiple organ failure after reporting symptoms in line with those of other tick-borne diseases, but testing negative for all of them, and failing to respond to the usual treatments. He also displayed one unusual symptom, anorexia. They just feel bad and they don't just feel like eating, explains Dr. Dana Hawkinson, the hospital's infectious disease expert. It was very frustrating. That's one of the biggest problems with my job, which I love, when we can't answer those questions, when we can't help patients or their families. Researchers say that the virus, whose genome shares similarities with African and Asian viruses but doesn't resemble anything found in the Western Hemisphere before, may have been responsible for more illnesses, and they plan to investigate further. In 2012, 2 Missouri farmers came infected with the Heartland tick virus, which at the time, in 2012, was also a brand new tick-borne virus. Yeah, kind of weird. Kind of weird. That's very strange that, here we are, almost 2015, and there's magical new viruses that we know nothing about. Yeah, kind of scary, kind of scary. Don't want to be going out anywhere. Don't go to Hawaii. Yes, there's another virus there. It's the Obama virus. It's a different strain, but it's got the same brain. There you go.
That was a mistake on my part.
Yes, you did it. You engineered the virus, you bad, bad Canadian man.
My film, Unrepented, did very well in Europe.
Yeah, I know.
You love to do that kind of stuff. You always did.
What?
And put your name up there and dress in different stuff. So fantastic. If I can be of any help, let me know. So what's the email address?
I appreciate you wanting to help me dress, but I don't understand dressing me up in different stuff. I don't...
That's why power is corrupt, and it is. We see it every day. We see it in every job. It's the same thing.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm just going to... So let that go. Let it slide. Let it just bounce.
It's like my head just, it bounced off the side of it like a basketball. It just bounced and then it hit it again and then bounced a little bit. And I had a big knot on my head for like 3 weeks after. It was like a golf ball. It was horrible.
Well, Angelina Jolie's Unbroken stirs resentment in Japan. Yes. Do I have any music? You filthy Americans. You with that Angelina Jolie. Unbroken. We resent you. We resent you. Hi. There we go. I don't know. Don't look at me. I just here. Where is it? What am I doing? I don't know. See? Why am I supposed to know? You're the chick in the booth. You do your thing. Yeah, see? Much better. All right. Thank you. In Tokyo, nationalists in Japan are denouncing Hollywood filmmaker Angelina Jolie's new movie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it's about an American airman who was brutalized in Japanese prison camps during World War II as anti-Japanese propaganda, and are calling for a boycott of the film and its star director. Well, you know what, Japan? There's been countless books written by World War II Japanese prisoners of war, and everything that Jolie depicts in this film, because yes, I have seen the screener, is absolutely accurate to the time, to the situation, and indeed to you little Jap rice kicking frickin'.
Oh, can we cuss? Can I cuss as I always do on the show?
Well, thank you. The campaign against Unbroken is the latest effort by Japan's right wing to sanitize the country's wartime history and punish critics of their viewpoint. It also comes as former American POWs, many now in their 90s and in poor health, are pressing for apologies from Japanese companies that used them as slave laborers during the war. Yeah, badumcha. There we go. This is a movie that people in Japan need to see so that they understand how the POWs really were treated, says Kinyu Tokadome, a writer and researcher who has campaigned on behalf of American POWs. And this is very true, people, because don't you think for a minute, you know, we as Americans, we don't teach anything about the Second World War in our schools anymore, and I have a real big problem with that. We also don't teach about Korea and Vietnam and any other war or interdiction that we're in. No, we don't. Why is that? It's part of history. It's part of American history, and as American children in American schools, wearing that American flag every day of the year, except for 4 that we're not allowed to because we might offend somebody, you're not teaching anything about World War II. So how do you expect anybody to have a freaking grasp, anybody 20 years old or younger in this country, to have a true grasp and an understanding of anything that happened post, 10 years ago? Huh? What is, in schools now, what is ancient history? Is that, when the guy who created Homestuck first put out his first story? Really? Back in 2009? Is that the history you're teaching in schools? Because that's kind of the product the kids were getting. But hey, do you think it's any different in Japan? Huh? Do you think Japanese students are being taught about World War II? Interesting question. Who knows? Unbroken tells the story of Louis Zamperni, a star of the 1936 Berlin Olympics, who was shot down over the Pacific and survived more than 2 years of horrific treatment in Japanese prison camps. The film is based on the best-selling book by author Laura Hillenbrand. The movie debuts in the United States on Christmas Day, but has not been scheduled for release in Japan. A right-wing group, the Association for the Dissemination of Historical Fact, claims the book and film are filled with fabrications and has called on distributors not to show the movie in Japan or they'll hack their servers. And also called for Jolie to be barred from entering the country. Well, you know what? She didn't want to come to your stinking country anyway. There you go. See, I don't know. That soundbite ruins my rhythm. The drum was short and sweet. It was right to the point. It was right there. I had it, man.
I think it should be short and sweet.
Yeah, like number 1, maybe. That's shorter. Anyway, moving on. A Japanese language petition at change.org that calls for a boycott of the film has attracted about 9,500 supporters. Wow. Including more than 1,000 in recent days. Rightists also have threatened violence against universities that have employed former members of the Asahi Shimbun, a liberal-leaning newspaper that earlier this year retracted some of its reporting about comfort women that was based on a discredited source. Comfort women is a euphemism for mostly Asian women coerced into providing sex for the Japanese military during World War II. See, let's get rid of traditionalism. Let's get rid of the geisha. Yeah, let's do the comfort girl thing and then Open up a whole other can of worms, right? Well, Zamperni was a bombardier aboard a B-24 Liberator that crashed in the Pacific during the search for a missing plane in May 1943. Not during a dramatic air battle as depicted in the movie. He and one other crewman survived 47 days in a raft before washing up on a Japanese-held island in the western Pacific. Although his initial captors treated him well, Zamperni and other POWs were subjected to continual beatings, starvation, and mistreatment after arriving at prison camps in Japan. They were forced to work in Japanese mines, ports, and war production facilities in clear violation of the Geneva Conventions. Yeah, so what? Zamperni was a long-distance runner who gained fame as one of the youngest members of the 1936 U.S. Olympic team. He was subjected to particular torment after his captors learned of his identity. Zamperni passed away in July at age 97, long after expressing forgiveness for his wartime treatment. He returned to Japan in 1998 as a torchbearer during the run-up of the Nagano Olympics. Seems like everything was okay on his end. The Japanese government issued a formal apology in 2009 to American and other POWs and has since hosted groups of former prisoners and annual goodwill visits to Japan. More than 60 companies, including You can help, Little Crash Jesus. For only 30 cents a day, you can see that Crash Jesus gets the schooling he needs in reading, writing, and arithmetic. You know, poor Crash has been on the radio 4 years now, and he still can't do one single show without completely screwing up. Won't you help Crash, and maybe thousands of others just like him? 30 cents a day, is that too much to ask to get Crash to do a show where he doesn't screw up? Well, if you'd like to make your donations, simply go to htlaradio1.com and click the Help Crash link. Thank you. Okay, back to the story. The Japanese government issued a formal apology, yada yada yada. More than 60 companies, including major manufacturers such as Mitsubishi Corp and Nippon Steel, used POW labor during the war. In most cases, they paid Japan's Imperial Army a fee for the privilege and used employees as supplemental guards and jailers. According to Takadome, who heads the U.S.-Japan Dialogue on POWs, a nonprofit organization based in California. Mark Schilling, a longtime film critic for the Japan Times, says it's unlikely that Unbroken will be screened in Japan, but that market forces will play a greater role than right-wing pressure. Jolie's film, he says, has neither bankable stars in lead roles nor portrays Japan in a particularly sympathetic manner. A key element for war films is to attract audiences in Japan regardless of where they were made. If the Japanese characters are portrayed in a bad light, you're fighting a losing battle from the beginning, especially given the current difficult market for foreign films in Japan, Schilling says. The right-wing protests are the final nail. Well, to you, sir, I would say, how many Nazi movies are there out there? How many? Come on. Go do your film reviewing thing and figure out the number. And when you get the number, you come back to us and you tell us which Nazi movies the Nazis were ever painted in any kind of a positive light. And then, I don't know, what else might we do with that? Look back and see if Germany has ever bitched about any single film put out by the United States or, in fact, any other country on the globe, voicing their outrage at how their own Nazis were behaving at a time of war. There you go. See, so stick that in your little Japanese rice bowl and smoke it. Yes. We're going to go for another quick 2-minute commercial, and when we come back, we've got all kinds of things, including a teen who died after a punch in the face. Isn't that nice?
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Good morning. Welcome to Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where fresh always tastes better. What can I make you this morning?
How about our new flatbread breakfast paninis? Made fresh, just for you, with your favorite breakfast ingredients on maple or multigrain flatbread, then grilled to hot, melted perfection. Just $2.99. Who couldn't warm up to that?
Tim Hortons Cafe and Bake Shop, where quality really does meet value.
I've been eating Egg McMuffins since 1984. But when I saw Taco Bell made a waffle taco, I figured I would get with the times. So I got a haircut and I got some tighter pants. Lost my flip phone, got a smartphone, even took down my Loverboy poster. Now I'm eating waffle tacos and AM Crunch Wraps, and I just made like $700 on Craigslist.
Move on from your old McDonald's breakfast with Taco Bell's exciting new breakfast menu.
I always said shoes are like women. They inspire beautiful music.
But what about these?
Stilettos sound like this.
What does my fragrance inspire?
That's got soul.
My ties are beautiful. They don't need music.
Bringing the stars together. That's the magic of Macy's.
You walked into the hotel as a 5. But when she saw the room, you turned into a weird 7. When she saw the rooftop pool, you went to 11. You two should probably get a room. Oh, that's right. You already did. At Planet Earth's #1 accommodation site, Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Down your glasses. White Rum has a new captain. Introducing the all-new Captain Morgan White Rum. 5 times distilled for a smoother taste.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
Well, that's what she said. Welcome back to the program for our third segment this afternoon. It's 12 minutes to 4 on December 23rd, 2014. Downtown Manhattan. Everybody's freaked out. Freaked out. 45 degrees Central Park right now. Cloudy, no rain yet, and thunder and lightning expected tonight. Yes, that's the big weather word right there. You, of course, are listening to Coffee and Cigarettes this afternoon on the Tuesday Espresso. And just a reminder... Yeah, no show tomorrow, Christmas Eve. No show the day after, Christmas Day. But Coffee and Cigarettes will be returning Friday for the big Friday Frappuccino at its usual time. All other HTLA shows not happening this week except for Rage Live, of course. Yes, Guy Shea is working through the weekend, I guess, as it were, to keep some content rolling here along with myself. And Sports 90, the big Sports 90 that's due for tomorrow. There's a Sports 90 promo coming out at you for all you sports goers out there. So, no show tomorrow, but the special promo Guy is prepared for the Sports 90 fans is sure to sleaze. I mean, please. Yes. Uh-huh.
Can you give me any help for $25,000?
Louie and your money. Louie and your money. There you go. Anyway, we are back on the big show, and let's move on, because we've still got tons of stuff to cover, including a teen who died after a friend punched him at a party. Yeah, kind of one of those freak accidents, I guess. In Lake Stevens, Washington, one teen is dead and another is behind bars because of a punch that authorities say may have been a fatal blow. Jerome Thomas died early Sunday after agreeing to fight with Michael Shane Galen. The two 18-year-olds, oh, wait, and before you idiots go off on racial wars and all this stuff, both of them were white, so go away. Thank you. The two 18-year-olds from Lake Stevens had a minor vehicle collision outside a party at a cabin on Lake Rossignol, about 40 miles northeast of Seattle, according to Snohomish County Sheriff's Department. Before the fight, the two shook hands and smoked a cigarette together, witnesses told the sheriff deputies. Thomas, who apparently hit a car that the suspect was sitting in, agreed to let Galen hit him. But Galen hit Thomas so hard that he fell backward on the pavement and never regained consciousness. Sheriff's spokeswoman Shari Ireton said after friends could not revive Thomas, one drove him to Providence Regional Medical Center in Everett, Washington, where he later died. My son is not a bad boy. He's not a bad kid, said the suspect's father, who is Michael Galen. I feel really sorry for this family and for their loss. This is what I'm crying for, is for their loss. Yes, I'm sad for my son, but he's still alive. I spoke to my son, and he told me I didn't want this to happen, but I didn't mean for this to happen, the elder Galen said. The father said the son had no criminal history. He had just gotten a job at Burger King and was determined. See? There you go. See? White people work at Burger King, too. There you go. There's a little anti-racial disclaimer for you there. He'd just gotten a job at Burger King and was determined to finish his education at Crossroads High School in Granite Falls, Washington, where both the suspect and victim were both students. Crossroads is an alternative high school for students who have not been successful in a traditional school environment. Now Galen worries 2 lives have been ruined. Don't drink, please, because things like this can happen, the suspect father said. When you don't expect it, you don't mean it to. Please don't drink. Okay, we got it. The Snohomish County Medical Examiner hasn't released a cause of death for Mr. Thomas, so police aren't sure if the punch was a contributing factor in his death. A judge found probable cause Monday to hold the younger Galen for investigation of second-degree manslaughter, but he was released late Monday on $10,000 bail. Yeah, so there he is. So see, there's no racism here. There's no alternate agenda to this. No. That is what we call in the old days, back when I was a boy and we didn't have seat belts and all that good stuff and we walked in the snow. That's what you call kids being kids. Okay? That's all that is. It's kids being kids. So just back off, protesters. Let's not start there, because you wanna. Yeah, that's what you're thinking. Yes. Well, on to blood banks. Yes. Did you know? I didn't know this, but I guess it makes sense, in a bigoted kind of way. There's been a blanket ban on gay blood donors. Did you know that? I didn't know that. If you were gay, you can't give blood.
Sex is only the tip of the iceberg.
Well, that's what I'm saying, too. But, there has been, since forever, apparently, a blanket ban on gay blood donors. That doesn't make any sense to me. No. So we're going to let gays in the military, let them go over and boots on the ground at somewhere and bleed for our country, but we won't take their blood as donors. What is up with that? Well, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration today recommended dropping its blanket ban on blood donations from gay and bisexual donors in favor of a less restrictive policy. Yeah, we live in a free, democratic country. Yes, we do, sure. The proposed policy change, which will be offered for public comment next year, would allow gay men to donate blood if they had not engaged with sex with another man for at least a year. What? Really? The current ban, which was established in the mid-1980s, at the height of the AIDS epidemic, covers men who had engaged in gay sex at any time since 1977. Okay, well, that half-assed kind of made sense back in the 1980s. We're a week away from 2015. Wake the hell up. In a prepared statement, the FDA Commissioner Margaret Hamburg said she proposed the policy would, quote, better align the deferral period with that of other men and women at increased risk for HIV infection. The FDA has said that it's already taken steps to implement a national blood surveillance system that will help the agency monitor the effect of a policy change. The FDA said the decision comes after carefully examining recent scientific studies and new epidemiologic, yes, that word, data. So there you go. So the blanket ban on gay blood is going to be lifted, but you have to be sex-free for 12 months. Yeah.
And I finally figured out how to edit.
Well, you did. That's good. And that's good to know from a man who taught me filmmaking that now, all those years later, you've finally learned how to edit.
I need to try and raise $25,000 to enter in the Academy Awards. And I think it's a fantastic risk because we have a tremendous chance. There's about 200 members that vote on it, and you have to give them a DVD now.
Oh, those Academy bastards! How dare they ask for a DVD of your movie?
That was a mistake on my part.
Yeah, I'm thinking that probably so.
You being Catholic, you realize that you can have birth control. You realize that?
Yes.
It's just life, and I love doing it. I love doing these kind of stories anyway.
Oh, good. So let's move on to the next one, shall we, Louis? Yes, the Franco Flacco. Yeah, you probably heard this the other day, didn't you? Yes, Obama screwing up James Franco's name, apparently, somehow. Yeah. Well, this is another story, non-story. That's what I like to call it. Yes, the Franco Flacco repays Obama for his name flub. You mispronounce someone's name in public, you pay the price, even if you're president. Actor James Franco accidentally called James Flacco by President Obama during a Friday news conference, recalled the flub Monday in an Instagram post hailing the limited release of the film The Interview, despite threats from North Korea. Says the post, quote, celebrating The Interview starring Seth Rogen and James Flacco saved by President Obacco. I mean President Obama, sorry. Obama discussed the film, a comedy about a plot to assassinate North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un, while criticizing Sony's initial decision to cancel the release. James Flacco? We suspect Obama may have been thinking about pro football. Yes, the Baltimore Ravens quarterback named Joe Flacco. Yes, that must be it, because certainly, how do you screw that up? How can you? I struggle on this show every day with names. All of you know that. But not good old God-fearing American names. No, like Joe and Tina and Sadie and Stu. Pam and Robert and Bob and Lou. Man, I'm going to be doing the Christmas Grinch thing tonight. I can just see, yeah. But no, when you have names like, Yusef Mel Turkey and Ali Kukawaka and all those lovely names I seem to get in all these stories, then yeah, there's going to be issues. But James Franco? How do you screw that up? I just don't get it. I don't understand. Well, kind of interesting, kind of maybe not. A former advisor to President Obama is offering rare Democratic praise to a Republican predecessor, George W. Bush, for his silence recently on Obama's actions. Cass R. Sunstein, the former administrator of the White House Oval Office for Administration and Regulatory Affairs, there you go, regulatory. That's like a Louisiana accent there, regulatory. Says one of the remarkable features of the intense debate over various Obama policies is, quote, the consistence of grace of Bush. No one doubts that on some important questions, Bush is in profound disagreement with his successor. Nonetheless, he has maintained silence. Sunstein points out that Bush did comment on the recent Senate report, saying that the past CIA interrogation techniques amounted to torture, but only to praise CIA officials. These are patriots, Bush told CNN, and whatever the report says, if it diminishes their contributions to our country, it's way off base. Yes. Sunstein notes that Bush paid tribute to the employees of the CIA and pointedly declined to take a shot at Barack Obama's administration. Now, a professor at Harvard, Sunstein quotes Bush on the reason for his resistance. I don't think it's good for the country to have a former president undermine a current president. I think it's bad for the presidency and bad for the country. Public figures are ordinarily rewarded for what they say, not for what they don't. Grace is an underrated virtue. Gracelessness is an insufficiently acknowledged vice. For this understated remarks about the CIA and his continued silence about his successor, a salute to George W. Bush, along with hope that when he leaves office, Obama may follow the example. And if you believe that, I got a whole bunch of cookies for sale at Guy Shea's house. There we go.
I lived in Greenwich Village for a while when I first started out as an actor.
Yes, you did. I know. Yes.
How many different families do you have?
3 or 4.
You being Catholic, you realize that you can't have birth control. You realize that?
Oh.
He called me, and he called me, and he kept calling me, and I wouldn't answer the phone.
That's it. Why would he? Why should he? I don't think you should. He should. Whatever. I'm digressing. There we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all we got for the big show today. Coffee and cigarettes, Tuesday Espresso. Again, no show tomorrow, no show Christmas Day, but we will be back on Boxing Day, the 26th of December, with your coffee and cigarettes. Special thanks to all the listeners in the live chat room and all the subsequent listeners on download on the plethora of platforms we are out to. And a special happy holidays wish from all of us at HTLA to all of you. Have a good Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever you call it, wherever you are. Have a good one. We'll see you the day after the big one.
You're listening to Coffee and Cigarettes with Christopher John Taylor on HTLA Radio 1, New York.
From all of us at HTLA Radio 1 New York, happy holidays!